Hi everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Today's practice we're going to talk about something that unfortunately a lot of people deal with, and it is called sciatica. And it's not a pleasant thing to have. I've had it, excuse me, and be very painful. So what is it? What is sciatica and what causes it? So I have a picture here that I just printed out for you guys. For me, in order for me to learn and understand, I have to have a visual. I just really do. And I feel that if you guys have the visual, you'll understand it a little better. So here's a picture of our hip. And this little, the top arrow is pointing to this muscle. That's your piriformis. And then if you see the second arrow, there's a yellow, that's your sciatic nerve. And if you see how close that sciatic nerve is to that piriformis, it actually runs under it. Some of them run through the piriformis. So if the piriformis, this muscle here, gets too tight, it's going to compress that sciatic nerve. And the sciatic nerve runs from right up here all the way down to your foot. So if it's tight, that piriformis can send that sciatic nerve to be so irritated that it sends pain down through the back of the buttock, back into the back of the thigh, even down to your foot. I've had it down to my heel, so it's not fun. But the piriformis muscle is a muscle that we use, our body uses, to turn our leg out sideways. Like if we're in tree pose, that's your piriformis that contracts to do that, along with other muscles. But what I want you guys to think about right now is the way that you're standing. We're going to use a chair today, so have a chair handy. We're going to use a block and a strap. So those are the equipment that you'll need today. So what I want you to do first is come to standing. We're going to start on the mat, but before that, I want to talk about this. A lot of times we talk about yoga off the mat, which means we're going to try to create better habits in our body that haven't served us very well in the past. And the body is maybe complaining about it. And we don't know why this hurts, but there's one thing that I want you all to look at if you have this sciatica pain. How do you stand? Do your feet turn out like this? If they do, think about that muscle. Its job is to turn your leg out to the side. So if you're standing like this all day, or most of the day, or it's the way you walk, your piriformis is tight all day. It's contracted. It never releases. It's always contracted. And it can pinch that sciatic nerve, and there you go. So we want to cultivate feet forward like you're on skis. What would happen if you're on skis and you're out like this? You would do the splits. Feet forward, hip width apart. How do you know what hip width is? Find your hip bones. Draw a line down. They should come through the center of the knee and then through the center of the foot. You want to have straight feet forward. And then get in the habit of trying to walk like that without duck feet. Nice straight feet. The next thing I want you to think about is your posture. We're going to practice Tadasana. You're going to take your toes and spread them wide and then bring your toes down. Now I want you to rock back and forth. Rock to the ball of the foot, then rock back to the heel. So do that a couple times and then find the center of the foot. Got it? Let's move up. Let's move to our pelvis. I want you to pull your navel in and imagine you have a cup of water right here and it's level. So if you let your belly fall, the water's going to fall out the front. And if you're the type that tuck under, that water's going to come off the back. But both of these extremes, the tucking under, the scooping that tailbone under, or the big arch, are causing that piriformis to either have to be, remember, neutral is a balanced piriformis. So this is straining it and this is straining it. So you want to get a nice straight spine. So your feet are pointed straight ahead. Your pelvis is neutral. You're widening the collarbones. And then imagining there's little balloons on your collarbones and they're lifting up. Your chin is level, so it's not chin up. And then the ear is right over that shoulder. So you have a plumb line from your ear down to your heel. Nice straight spine. Remember, the pelvis needs to be balanced in that level position. The water is level in order to keep your piriformis in a neutral state. That's just something to think about as you go through your daily life. All right, friends, let's come down to the mat. Let's start a little bit of just loosening up, and then we'll stand. So grab a strap, please. We're going to start with our hamstrings. Alrighty, lay back. Put the strap aside. We're going to use that next, but first we're just going to breathe for a little bit. We want to get our nervous system to quiet down. Your nervous system controls the tightness of your muscles. So if you're already always stressed and always, on edge, your muscles are tight. They're tightening to protect you. Your body reads stress as a danger, and it tightens to protect you, to run away from that danger. So right now, we want to use just the breath to relax our muscles. So if it's comfortable for you, widen your feet to the edges of the mat and let the knees knock. Just like this. Knees wide and knocking knees. What this does is the opposite. External rotation tightens the piriformis, and then internal rotation releases it a little, stretches it. So this is stretching it a little bit. Now, if it doesn't feel good to you, I want you to find a position that does feel good. Either legs straight, one knee bent. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable in. And place your hand on your tummy, your right hand on your belly button, and the left hand on your heart, your chest area. In yoga, we breathe in and out through our nose. We close our eyes. And as we inhale into the hand on the belly. Feel the belly rise. The chest is still. And as you exhale through the nose, nice and slow, feel the belly soften and sink. So awareness, keep the mind and the breath all in this tummy area. Inhale, belly rises. Pause at the top. Slow exhale out. And belly falls. Keep going. Breathe like that. Now, for those of you that are new to my classes, I'm going to give you a little help here. We're going to count our breath. So as you inhale, follow my count. You're going to inhale into the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. And then exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. All breathing into the belly. Count it to yourself. Maybe 4 isn't your number. Maybe you need to inhale 5 and exhale 5. But what I want is inhale the same amount as the exhale. We call this samana. So we're equalizing our inhale and exhale. Balancing. And as we breathe into this belly, you're stimulating your relaxation response. It starts to get into that vagus nerve, which is telling your brain to slow down, to quiet. This kind of breathing is really great for chronic pain. Right now it's good for, just relaxing our muscles and getting our body ready for the practices to come. counting, the longer and slower you can make your breath, the better. Let's stay here about 5 more deep breaths. Don't speed it up. Yoga's not in a hurry. We're in a hurry. So we want to slow it down. This type of breath is also super good for upping your immunity. And with COVID, we need our immunity to be really strong right now. So this type of breath work makes your body more resilient to these germs. And it makes it more resilient to stress too. One more good breath. So this part of class, we call it the attunement phase, when we're just tuning into the breath and relaxing our body, attuning our body. And then bring your hands down and bring them down by your side. Your knees can be bent or you can straighten your leg, whatever feels best to you. And I want you to notice your body. Feel the back of the head. Feel the shoulders where they're supported by the floor. Feel the elbows and the backs of the hands. Notice the breath. The belly rises on the inhalation and it falls on the exhalation. And notice each buttocks, equal pressure. The thighs, the calves, and the heels, all supported by the floor. And now what I'd like you to do is bend one leg, bring the foot to the floor, and then bend the other leg and bring the foot to the floor. So first we're going to just do this windshield wiper, and then we're going to do the hamstring. I changed my mind, but keep your strap handy. So I want you to widen your feet a little bit, about hip width. Arms are out to your side, palms face up. On the inhale, I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. On the inhale, both knees are going to the right. And your head is looking left. Now maybe you can't go this far as I am. Maybe you stop here. Listen to the body. The exhale, pull the belly in, come back to center. On the inhale, let the knees go to the left. As you look right, keep your shoulders down. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip. The exhale, pull the navel in, help the knees come back up using your core. And just go side to side. Inhale, knees go right. Exhale, they come to center. Inhale, knees go left, you look opposite. And exhale to center. So we call this windshield wiper. It's just getting good movement in your hip sockets. And stretching your back. Stretching your hip flexors. And back to center. Now, if it's comfortable for you, you can stay with your feet this distance. If it's comfortable, widen it to the edge of the mat. Now it's going to be more twists, so if it doesn't feel good, draw your feet closer together. That makes it easier. Harder, feet apart. Breath in center, long breath out. Now the inhale, both knees go to the right. Head looks left. The exhale, pull the belly and come back to center with the legs. Inhale, going to the left with the legs, looking right.
The navel draws in as the knees come up. And just go back and forth a few times, following the breath. Only pain-free range of motion. Only go as far as you can do this without pain. Pain is telling you to stop, so maybe it's just a little motion, whatever feels good to you. And now we're going to go to the right and stay. Next time your knees go to the right and stay. Now, if it's too much for this right thigh, you can take a pillow or a block or something and put it under there so you feel supported. So let's just stay here for 2 more breaths. Still breathing into the belly. The next exhalation, knees come to center. The next inhalation, they go to the left, as far as feels comfortable, and you're going to stay. So if it was bothering me, I would put a block under here. Maybe you can't go further than this. Put something under here to support it. And breathe. Feel the opening in the top hip. Still belly breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, knees to center. Good job, guys. Now take your strap. Now we're going to get the hamstring. So that loosened our hips up a little bit. The strap, you're going to put it in the left foot. And then you're going to straighten your leg up. So I teach hamstring stretches with a straight leg. Some people that are super tight back here, when you bring your leg up, it might be a bent knee. If that's you, I don't want you to stretch from a bent knee. I want you to lower the leg until it's straight. Got it? Now, next thing is whether your leg is here or here, as long as it's straight, I want you to pull your navel in and press your hips into the mat. And think about, you can put a hand under your low back. So what I see in classes a lot is people want their vanity and their ego to kick in, and they want to bring this leg clear up over their head, but their hip is up. The glute comes off the mat, which rounds the lower back, and we're trying to keep that little curve in there. Especially for those of my students that have osteoporosis, keep the curve. It's not how far you can go, it's you want to keep a good form. So now, what I want you to do is hold on to the strap, pull down, push up with the foot. You're not pulling it back yet, you're just pushing up and pulling down. That tightens the hamstring. And then let it go and bend and straighten your knee a couple times, warming it up. Now the leg is coming straight. You're going to breathe in, keep that arch, and as you exhale, bring the leg back. When you keep the arch there, the leg's not going to go as far, but that's not our goal, is to put the leg way over the head. The goal is to get a really good stretch. And the hamstring originates from right under that hip, the little sitting bone. It starts there and it goes to the back of the knee. So when we press the hip down and push up with that foot, you're getting that middle of the hamstring to open, and that's what we want. Let's breathe into the belly. Your exhale, pull your navel in. Now think about the right knee, should be pointing straight up. Don't let that right knee go to the side. It wants to, but be aware of it, keep it up. Now, let's take this left leg and open it out to the side, but make sure the right knee is up, and put your right hand on your right hip. Keep the right hip down. So we're not twisting. The right butt doesn't come up, it stays down. Inner thigh stretch. Flex the left foot. Push through the heel a little bit. And really press into the right foot to keep that knee nice and straight. Adductor muscle, groin muscle, inner thigh muscle. And breathing always into the belly. Two more breaths. And then when you exhale the next time, pull your navel in and bring that leg up. Use your arm to help it come up. Good job. Let's change our legs. So now the strap is going into the right and the left foot comes down. So find that arch. Press your hip bones into the mat. Find a straight leg. Lower it if you need to. Hold onto the strap, keeping the arch and the navel engaged. I want you to push up with your foot and pull down with the strap and feel the whole back of the leg get tight. Then let that go and bend and straighten. So just warm up the back of the leg a little bit. Now we'll stretch it, leg comes straight. Whether it's straight here or straight here, you don't want to stretch with a bent knee. Breathe into the belly. As you exhale, pull your navel in and draw this leg to the wall or whatever's behind you. Keep the arch in your back. Press the hips into the mat. Notice that stretch, it makes the stretch a little more intense. So in yoga, you want to be able to breathe nice and slow and smooth. No wincing is allowed. As soon as you wince or you go beyond that point of being able to breathe slowly, your nervous system kicks on to high alert, your muscles will tighten up. So you want to keep a slow breath. That's the purpose of that breath, is to keep the muscles in that relaxed state. How's the left knee? It's not going to the side, it's straight up. Push into that left foot. Now, put your left hand on the left hip bone and guide that right leg out. Keep the left hip down. Press through the right heel. Press it away from you. Now we're getting into the groin, the adductor, inner thigh muscles. Don't let that left hip come up or that right knee move. Keep it straight. Deep belly breath. The exhale, tummy in. One more breath here. And then use your arm, help your body, and bring your leg up. And then take that off. Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is, there's a proper way to push yourself up from a lying position. You want to come to one side. And you want to take the top arm and place it right in front of your chest and push yourself up. That keeps your spine straight. Okay, so come up to standing, and I need you to have a chair with you. So get a chair. We're going to be using it. Just have it close by. We're not going to use it right now, but we will be using it. So what are we going to work here? How are we going to get this piriformis muscle to feel better and not squish that sciatic nerve? We want to create more core strength and more glute strength. The glute max and the glute medius, we want to keep those really, really strong. Especially the abduction, bringing the leg out to the side. So let's start. Let's start with Tadasana. And have a block handy. Let me get a sip of water. So we will need a block too. Or a pillow. Now there's another thing that you can use if you don't have a block. Maybe you have a little ball. You can squeeze that between your thighs. We just want to have something to squeeze. All right, find your Tadasana. Remember, toes straight ahead. Lift your toes, spread them wide, bring your feet down. Rock a little forward, walk a little back, and then find the center of the foot. Now, your knees, some people stand with their knees locked. I want your knees just a little soft. Now, how's your pelvis? Pull your navel in and have that, if you had a glass of water here, it would be level. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down.
widen through the collarbones. So right in the back of the arm here, I want you to bring your armpit towards the back, towards the torso, and that widens the collarbone. Imagine you have two balloons on your collarbone, and as you inhale, they're lifting your chest, but they're not letting the ribs flare, so core is contained. Ear over shoulder, so a big hand is pressing the head back, so the ear's over shoulder. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. So what we take away from this with sciatica, feet straight ahead, not duck feet. Pelvis level, not tip forward or tip back. Remember, anything out of a neutral pelvis puts strain on that piriformis. It makes it work hard. It's trying to keep the sacrum stable. And when the pelvis is out of alignment, the poor piriformis can't do its job. It's trying so hard to keep the pelvis in neutral that it gets so tight. So think about neutral pelvis. All right, guys. Remember, I like to educate. So let's take a block, and I want you to place it between your thighs, or a ball, or a pillow, anything. Okay? Gently squeeze it. It's activating your adductor muscles. Find your Tadasana neutral spine. Good. Now, let's take our right arm, let's breathe in, get tall, and as you exhale, I want you to reach for your right foot. Feel this oblique, that's your core. And then come back up. And then exhale, left hand towards the left foot. And come back up. Your back, imagine you're on a wall, so you're not tipping forward, you're not moving much. Just getting the sideways to move. And exhale, and if you feel like it, you can bring your arm up over your head and down. If the shoulder's a problem, you bring your hand to the shoulder and just let the elbow come up. Or you leave the arms out, so you make it your own. So once again, you can bring your arm up and tip and down. And inhale up, exhale, tip and down. Or you leave the shoulder out, whatever works for you. I know a lot of my students, as I do, have shoulder issues. So we want to keep a nice, happy body. Nothing should hurt. Okay, so with this now, what I want you to do, I want you to watch me. We're going to do chair pose. So imagine that chair is right behind me, which I'll put it there. I'm not going to sit in it, but I'm going to pretend I'm sitting my bottom in that chair. Now, what are the key things here? Feet straight ahead. I want you to put your, karate chop. Put your karate chop right in your hip crease. And when I ask you to bend down, it's not bending your back rounding. It's holding the belly in and hinging from the hips. Try that, hip hinge. And come back up. Inhale, get tall. Pull your tummy in as you hip hinge. Good, so we got the hip hinge down. The next thing, tummy in and up, hip hinge, and now you're going to sit down. Don't let your knees come over your toes. Knees back, bottom back, and bring your hands up like this. Good, this is chair pose. I want you to pull your tummy and squeeze the block. Imagine you have a pencil between your buttocks and you're squeezing that too, and gently press into the hands. Breathing in. The exhale, pull the tummy in. One more breath. And then stand it up. We're going to do that again, and I'm going to cue the core differently. So imagine you have a zippered pants up. You're going to pull your navel in and imagine lifting your navel up. So you're zipping it up. Then you have a drawstring around your waist and you're cinching it in. Imagine an hourglass shape. So the zipper and the drawstring cinches the side waist in. Then you've got an orange on your navel, you're squeezing it. Zipper, drawstring, orange. Another way to think about it, if that's too much, think about an hourglass and think about a tin can, squishing a little from the top and the bottom and the sides in. That activates your core. So let's try it again. Breath in, exhale, hinging at the hips, send the bottom way back, knees stay relatively over your heels. Pull the tummy in, zip it up, draw the drawstring, and breathe. Breathing in. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze the block. Now lift your toes up. Bring the weight into the heels. That really gets the glute. So make sure your chest is lifted. You're not collapsed. Your chest is lifted. Now bring your arms, palms up, and reach for the back. Look down or straight ahead. Breathing. So this is getting into, now right here in the back of the arm, I want you to squeeze the back of the armpit towards your back. Feel the triceps engage. And then press yourself up. Good job. So that got our core pretty well active. Remember, we want to get a good core strength. Now, we're going to do Warrior One. If your balance is a little precarious, you can use this chair for balance. Warrior One, we're going to step back, find Tadasana. Actually, let me take this. For standing, I don't like these thick mats. They're very unstable. I like a good flat, I like Manduka mats. They're expensive, but you won't slip with them. So that's what I have under me. So now, stand at the back, get a good Tadasana. Step forward with the right foot. Look at my back foot. It's just angled a little bit out. So with Warrior One, you want your belly button straight ahead. And now I want you to straighten the front knee. You can have a chair here if you need it. And I want you to bend. So notice knee over ankle. This will hurt your knee. So you want to keep it nice and aligned. Lift this back thigh up and press into the pinky side of the edge of the foot and the big toe. Square the hips forward. Feel like your tailbone is heavy. Now this front knee, we're going to straighten it. We're going to breathe in, and as we exhale, we're going to raise our arms up and bend the knee. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten the leg and drop the arms. Exhale up. Keep the back thigh lifting and down. Keep your tummy in. And again. This front knee, don't let it go in. I'm going to turn this way because this is super important. Don't let it go in. Keep it nice and aligned. Inhale and down. And one more time. Tummy in, tailbone is heavy, shoulders down, and breathe. Inhale, widen through the collarbones. And then the exhale, I want you to pull the tummy in and let your tailbone be heavy. Think about this inner thigh as rolling up. Couple more breaths. So the back leg, we're strengthening our glute muscle. The front leg, the back leg, we're strengthening the glute and we're stretching out the hip flexor. This guy here, this is good for bad knees as long as you're in alignment. As soon as that knee tips in, not a good thing. And then straighten the leg, drop the arms, step it up and shake it out. I've had several knee surgeries, and the warrior postures was that bent knee. It can either strengthen your knee or strain it. It depends on the alignment. So really listen to my cues. Let's do the other leg. So I'm going to stand this way, same way. Find Tadasana. And now we're going to step the left foot forward. And then the back foot, it just ankles out a little bit. This foot here, you're widening it so that the navel can come centered. A lot of times I see people like this, their knees falling in, their navel's to the cockeyed to the right. So navel center, knee over ankle. You can have a chair here if you need it. And now straighten the left leg. Think about the right leg, you're lifting the thigh up and you're pressing through the pinky side of the foot. Now as you inhale, I want you to bend the left knee, lunge into it, raise the arms, and exhale, lower. So tummy in, tailbone points down when your arms come up, and down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Now we're gonna hold it. So hold your belly in, point your tailbone down. The front leg, left thigh, inner thighs roll up. You're pressing through the right pinky edge of that foot. Now, if this hurts your back, tip it forward a little. Pull the belly in a lot. Make sure this knee is right in the center of the foot. That's how we strengthen weak knees. 2 more breaths. So we're creating good strength in our glutes here and stretching our hip flexors. And then drop your arms. Step it up and shake it out. Now remember, I said we need to strengthen our glutes. Chair did that. It also strengthened our core. We need to strengthen our outer hips. We're going to do something called starfish. And then we're going to do tree. So if your balance is kind of wonky, you can have a chair to hang on to. You can have a pole. This is a broom. I took the broom off, so I've got a stick. So what I want you to do, we're going to lift our left leg first. So the right leg is your base of support. You're spreading the toes. You're finding the center of that foot. Now, watch this hip. I'm going to lift it up just a little bit. Really squeeze this hip towards the bone. And you can have this if you need it. And then I want you to straighten this left leg. Maybe you need to hold on. Zip it up, engage your core, and just lift this leg up and lower it. Inhale, lift to the side. Now look at your toes. Don't let the toes kick out. Keep that level side of the foot and bring it down. So lift and lower. And lift and lower. Not fast, slow. And lower. Lift and hold. Now take your left arm up. Tap if you need it. Really squeeze the right hip to the bone. Flex the left foot. Feel the work here. Now pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come down. Shake your legs out. This leg that was supporting you really got to work, didn't it? Let's do the other side. So we're working on strengthening this to let the piriformis get a break. Find Tadasana. You have a stick in your left hand or the left hand on the chair or the wall. If you need it, you don't have to. Find your center of the left foot, spread the toes. Now, engage your core, tummy zips up, your drawstring or your can comes in, whatever works for you, squeeze the orange. Now, lift up the right leg. Look at my toes, they're not cocked out. I've got a nice level foot. And I'm lifting, and I'm lowering. And I'm inhale, and I'm exhaling. Control it. Inhale, good for balance, people. And down. And lift, and lower, and lift and hold, and then maybe bringing the right arm up, and breathe. Really feel this. Keep your foot flexed, the one that's lifted, and you're squeezing. Keep your navel in, neutral spine. Remember, the water's level. And now 1 pulse, 2 pulse, 3 pulse, and 4 pulse, and 5. Bring it down. Good job. Now, I'm going to put this here for a minute. I want to show you something we call skiing. So I want you to widen your feet a little, and I want you to tummy in and just lean onto the left hip. Come back to center, and exhale, lean onto the right. So that stretches it out. But look at my back. I'm not collapsing. I'm pulling my navel in and lifting my chest. And down, and back and forth, just stretching it out. Now one more time. It's very good for your balance as well. Now we're going to do the tree pose. So we're going to go to, we're going to go to our left leg, have your chair, your wall, your stick, whatever you're using, or nothing. And now, support foot is your right. Spread the toes. Lift the left hip up a little, and you're thinking about squeezing this right hip to the bone. That's your glute medius. Now, you're holding onto something maybe. You're going to take your left leg, raise it up, open it out to the side, and press your foot gently into your calf. Don't let that foot come on the knee. It's either low or high up in the groin. Open up this hip. Squeeze your bottom. Now, tree pose. Maybe you need to hold on, maybe you don't. So you think about that. Keep your core engaged. And then come down and shake it out. One more time, same side. So you find the weight in the middle of the right foot, you lift the left hip up a little. You engage your core. And then you bring this leg up and bring it right here. And it's an opening of the hip. My navel's centered. This leg is squeezing. This leg is pushing back, but it's pressing into the calf. And maybe you raise one arm up. If you're not using anything for balance, you can raise the other arm up. The stick, you engage your core better. So I've been using a stick. One more breath. And then bring it down, shake it out. Let's do the other side. You can bring your chair if you need to. So now, you find the left foot, the toes spread, you find the center. You start to squeeze the muscles to the bone. Hold your core, find your core. Lift your right hip up, and then turn the hip outward, knee outward, and just bring that foot right to the calf. And hold, nice tall. Zipper, engage your core, draw the drawstring, hourglass, whatever works, and breathe. So, squeeze the side glutes to the center, to midline. And maybe you raise up your right arm. Good. And then bring that down, shake it out. We'll do it one more time after I take a sip of water. Okay, let's move on. Same thing, one more time for tree. The right foot, the toes spread, we find the center of the foot. You start to engage this side glute by squeezing it. You lift up the right hip, you find your balance, nice straight spine, neutral pelvis, and then when you're ready, you just bring that knee out. Tree pose. Remember, arms can be up, they can be down. They can be out to the one arm out to the side. Whatever works for you that creates balance in your body. Feel the work in the hips. Don't let the core go. Keep it engaged. Zip it, drawstring it, squeeze the orange, and squeeze your butt. Couple more breaths. Really get strong. And then come down, shake it out. Let's do that ski again. So push the right hip out. And do it this way. Tummy in. Shoulders gently squeezing together. Shoulder blades. And then just ski it out side to side. Keeping a nice flat back. If it feels good to you, widen your legs and do it a little deeper. also getting into, but you got to keep your core engaged and your back flat. No rounding, look forward. Good. Good job. Okay, this one here we're going to do. Now, if you have sciatica, I'm giving you a full practice, but if you have sciatica and you don't have time for this one here is super good. Dr. Lauren Fishman, he's an authority on osteoporosis and arthritis and different back ailments. I have almost all of his books in my library. And this next one that I'm going to show you is his top pick for sciatic pain. First, we're going to do it. You need a chair or something to hold on to. I'm going to turn it so that the seat is facing me. Now, first we're going to do regular triangle pose. So what I want you to do is bring your right foot forward and then bring your left foot back. Actually, we'll start like this. Start with a wide foot. Now pivot on the right heel, bringing the foot pointing straight ahead. The back heel, you're just kicking it up and moving the foot back. Your arms are coming to the side. You're going to reach, 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 and then bring your right hand to the chair. Now, shoulder problem, you can bring your arm up like this if it doesn't hurt anything. Bring your little finger, curl it in. Feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Now, if you don't feel anything here, you can come down to your arm. But what I don't want is if you're trying to get lower and your body starts to tip forward, you've gone too far. So you're staying like your back is on a wall. If the shoulder's bothering you, keep the hand on the hip. This is just regular triangle pose, using a chair for assistance. And then come out of it. Now we're going to do the one that's for sciatica. I'm going to turn the chair. That's regular triangle. Now, the same foot is forward, the right. Same setup, navel centered. And instead of putting the right hand down and twisting left, you're going to put the left hand down. Right hand to the hip. Legs are straight, and you're going to twist to the right. This is the piriformis stretch. This is called Pavrita Trikonasana, twisted triangle. Once again, this arm can be up. Mine's not going up. My shoulder doesn't like that. But this hip is pulling back, and you're going to feel a stretch, piriformis. Now, if you want more, and you can keep your back straight, you can bring the elbow down and twist. Really gets into it. So you pick, but you don't want to bend forward. You want a straight spine. Pavrita Trikonasana, you should feel it right in here. It's the twisted triangle that gets into the piriformis. Nice, slow breath. Nice, relaxed face. And then step it up and shake it out. So Dr. Fishman, in one of his books, he was in Hawaii at a luau, and he was seated with all these other people, and one of the guests happened to be a doctor, and he couldn't sit because his sciatica was so bad. So Dr. Fishman took him away from the luau to a tree and showed him this Pavrita Trikonasana, and when he came back for the luau, he was fine, he could sit. So this one's really, really important, is this twisted triangle. But you have to be able to do it without grimacing, without pain. It's going to be a pull, but it shouldn't wince you or have a shock about it. You just have to really listen to your body. Now, we had our left foot forward, we had our right foot forward, so now we're going to bring our left foot forward. So same thing, you're standing wide. Your left heel, you're pivoting on the heel, bringing the toe forward. The back foot, the heel steps back just a little. Legs are straight. Your arms come to the side. You're reaching, reaching, reaching for that chair and bringing your hand down. Maybe hand to the hip and rotating upward. This is Trikonasana. This is just triangle pose. And if you can do it without rounding the back, you can come down to your elbow. But if you start to round, you're too far. Shoulder people, hand on the hip. This leg is straight. Now look at the knee. It should be in the center of the foot, so inner thighs roll up. Good. Breathe. This is Trikonasana, just triangle pose. Now the one that's for the piriformis, I'm going to twist my chair. We're still on the left side, so everyone come up. So now, instead of bringing the left hand down and the right hand back, you're going to bring your right hand down, your left hand to your hip, and now twist straight legs. Now this is the piriformis. Good. Breathe. The exhale, pull the belly in. Remember your modifications, up or here. Bring this left hip back a little bit. Now, a step further is arm down, forearm down on the chair, as long as you can keep your back straight and the legs straight. So you have to pick. It's also a little twist for your spine, but it gets into that piriformis. So if you only have time to do this, do this. You can do it on the counter, you can do it on a tree, you can do it anywhere. So this is your takeaway. It's twisted triangle and your good posture. And then come back up. Shake it out. Shake it out. Now what I'd like you to do, depending on your body, some people with sciatica, bending forward hurts. Other people, bending backward hurts. When I had it, it was the backward bend that bothered me. So if that's you, imagine you're washing your hair in the shower, and that hurts. You need to engage your core and point that tailbone down a little bit. It's not a scooping, it's just a heavy tailbone. And then you can do it pain-free. Now, if it hurts you to bend forward, then you're going to bend backward. If it hurts you to bend backward, then you're going to hinge at your hips, put your hands here, and I want you to widen. I'm going to bring the chair this way. I want you to widen your feet. Widen the feet. Pull the tummy in. Good. And just widen the feet. Keep the feet straight forward and push into your feet, and imagine you're trying to rip the mat apart with your feet. You can feel it in your hips. Keep your tummy in and up. Look down and just stretch. One more breath. Keep your navel in. And then heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. And while we've got this chair, I'm going to show you the same stretch on the chair. This is seated pigeon. So you find your good alignment, and you're going to take your left leg and just bring it up like this, like you're tying your shoe. You're going to sit up nice and tall. I already feel a tremendous stretch in my left hip. I'm going to inhale, get tall. I'm going to exhale, bring my heart forward. Keep the gaze forward until you feel the stretch in that hip. Look at my foot. You want it right under that knee. And breathe. Inhale, the crown gets tall. And exhale, you're pulling your tummy in, and maybe the heart is heavy and you're leaning, not leaning, but feeling a draping of your chest and your heart forward. Couple more breaths. Really good for piriformis because we're stretching it. Now when we were in that warrior one posture, that was strengthening it. So now we're just giving it a little stretch. And now take that down. Tap it out. Now the right leg. You can bring it all the way up like this. Flex the foot. This is my surgical hip, so I'm not going that far. So maybe you can't go that far either. Maybe this is all you can go. Ankles, and then you tip forward. Maybe you cross your knee. You get tall, and then you come forward. You're always looking for that pull in that hip. I don't feel either, so I'm gonna open up. That's good because I've been so tight, but I've been working on my flexibility since my hip replacement, so it's coming. Now, inhale, get tall. Exhale, you're going to lead with your heart and come forward. You can even hold on to the back of the chair to keep your back straight and come forward. Inhale, lengthen the crown. Exhale, tummy in and come forward. So these last two that I gave you, this seated piriformis stretch and that twisted triangle, they're very good for sciatica, provided you don't overdo it and don't go too far. Pain is a messenger. It's telling you to stop, so we need to honor that. You want to feel a pull, but never pain. And then lift up. Let's take this leg down. Let's come back to our mat. And let's breathe. Just do a little short practice today. Alrighty guys, come to your mat. Let's do one more thing for our piriformis. I want you to sit with your legs extended out in front of you and have something under your hips just to elevate your pelvis a little bit. So the reason for this, I'm going to sit this way so you can see. You want the lower back to keep its little curve in there. You don't want to round it. You want to sit up nice and tall, but have this. So the tummy's in. You've got a level cup of water here. So we're going to do just a little twist. Twist, get into that piriformis pretty good. So I want you to take, excuse me, your right leg and bend the knee. Sit up tall. Hold the belly in. Take the right hand behind you and take the left hand and just place it on the calf. Now, if you want more twist, you can bring this foot across. I don't want more on this side. This is my surgical hip, so I'm good here. So you're going to inhale, get tall. Your exhale, pull your tummy in and just twist your lower back to the right. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Now twist your rib cage to the right. Inhale, get taller, and the rib cage and the head turn to the right. Now you stay. Now in twist, you inhale, you get tall, and the exhale, you use your core muscles to turn your body. Pull the tummy in and twist. Inhale, get tall, and twist, and get taller, and twist a little bit more. And just stay here. When you get to the end, just stay and breathe. The inhale lengthening and the exhale pulling that tummy in. And then come out of it. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Straighten up the right. Let's bend the left knee. Now, this leg of mine, I can cross it over, no problem. So, whatever you're at, this one here, or if you'd like to try crossing it over. I want you to take your right hand and just hug the left knee in. Take your left hand and bring it to the back, nice and tall. You've got this arch going on. My navel's in. So I don't want you to pull on your arm to twist. I want this to be for support and stability. So your core, think about when you twist, you're squeezing out a rag in your intestines. So it's squeezing. Good for detox. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull the tummy in and just twist your lower back to the left. Inhale, get taller. And exhale, twist your rib cage to the left. And last time, get taller yet. And then using your tummy muscles, twist a little bit more and turn your head to the left. Now we just stay here and breathe. We inhale, lengthen. And the exhale, twist. You should feel this in the glute, the left glute. So the leg that's bent and we're twisting towards it, that's the piriformis we're stretching. So maybe one side felt completely different from the other. If you have one side that was super tight, we're going to do that one again. So take a count. Notice which one is tighter. and then unwind, shake it out. Which side was tighter? If neither were tighter, just lay back and rest because we're almost done. If one side was tighter, let's revisit that side. For me, it's the right side, my surgical leg. So I'm going to bend the right knee. I'm going to lift my chest. Think about good posture. I'm going to bring the left hand to the right calf, and I'm going to bring the right hand back. I'm going to inhale, get tall. I'm going to exhale. Tummy comes in, lower back goes to the right. Inhale, crown gets taller. Exhale, now the rib cage and head turn to the right. And last time, get taller, and then turn your head. Keep your navel in. So you should feel this in the right hip. If you don't, maybe cross the leg over until you feel it. No pain. And breathe. How's the left toes? Are they pointing straight up or are they just flop? Get that foot engaged, active foot. And then inhale, let's come out of it. And that was it, guys. Let's lay back. After a twist, though, your spine has been twisted. We need to bring our spine back to a neutral state. So we'll do that by laying back. Now, depending on your body, does it feel better to bring your knees into your chest and circle them around? Or does it feel better to pull your navel in, squeeze your butt, and lift your hips up into a little bridge? So that's something that you have to choose because sciatica affects people differently. And I can't see you, so you gotta really think about it. So whatever, for me, this feels better because it's opening my hips. So you pick and just hang out here for a little. If your knees to your chest, just rock, circle. Look at me, I'm circling my knees out and in. I'll come this way so you can see. Circle them out and in. Keep your tummy in when you do this. It's working your core. And then go the other way. Good. All right. Great job, guys. So find your Tadasana, whatever feels good to you. You can be legs straight out. You can have a blanket rolled up under those knees of yours to support your lower back. Palms are up. And you're just relaxing now. Let me find a good song for you. And we'll do our Shavasana. All right, guys, let's do this one. This one's one of my favorite. It's from Duder. He's one of my favorite artists. And this song is called Escape from Gravity. So lay back. Find yourself in a comfortable position. And bring awareness to your breath. Under your head. You just relax. You're starting to feel your body get heavy. Let's breathe into the belly. Feel it rise up. And as you exhale, let the whole body get heavy and sink down. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale. Slowly sink your body down. Now bringing awareness to the back of your head, take a breath. And as you exhale, let the back of the head get heavy and sink down. Bring awareness to your eyes, take a breath. And as you exhale, let the eyeballs sink into their sockets. Let there be a little space in your back molars
just a little one, and it'll allow your jaw to soften. Now I want you to circle your jaw, lower jaw. Circle it a few times to the right. And then change the direction, circle it a few times to the left. Just the lower jaw. Big circles. If that feels okay to you. Now let everything settle down to center. Breathing in. As you exhale, let the shoulder blades sink. And breathing in. As you exhale, let the whole right arm get heavy and sink. And breathing in. And as you exhale, let the whole left arm sink. Good. Breathing in. Both arms sink as you exhale, slow and long. Breathing in. As you exhale, let the hips sink. And breathing in. As you exhale, the right hip and leg sink. Breathing in. The exhalation, the whole left leg sinks. Softens. And breathing in. As you exhale, the whole body sinks and lets go. Surrender, let it go. Now I want you to notice from your feet, start at your feet, I want you to sense your body. You're looking for areas of tightness that you're holding on to. Start at your feet. Let them go. The ankles, the calves, the backs of the knees, let them go. Your thighs, let them go. The breathing in, feel the navel rise. And the exhale, let the low back go. Each time that you exhale, let a different part of your torso go, your upper body. Each time you exhale, maybe now the right arm lets go. The next exhale, let the left arm go. The next exhale, let both arms and the shoulders go. And the last exhale, let's let the head go. Now I want you to stay here and breathe. The inhale, feel the body expand with the breath. And the exhale, let everything go and sink. And just breathe, and I'll call you when it's time to come out. This is your time. This is very important. Don't get up and leave. Stay with me for Shavasana. It's time for your body to let go of stress and tension and to breathe in nice, great oxygen.
focused on the breath and that letting go. So now start to bring your breath back to your normal breath pattern, keeping it nice and slow and smooth. And maybe start to bring movement into the hands and the feet, circling your wrists, circling your ankles. Bringing your legs to a comfortable position, maybe bending the knees. Good. And now I want everyone to roll to your right or left side and stay in fetal position. We're not going to be here long. So this is your sideline fetal. And you're just staying here for a couple breaths. Now using the top arm in front of your chest, holding your navel in, you're going to press yourself up to seated. And that keeps your spine straight to come up. So good job today, guys. So let's recap. Posture, very important with sciatica. You want to think about ear over shoulder, shoulder over hip, hip over knee, and knee over ankle. Most importantly, feet aligned straight ahead, not ducked out to the side. Straight ahead. Pelvis in neutral. Good. Not just here, outside, when you're in this grocery store line. When you think about it, when you notice yourself falling back into bad habits, let's correct them because we know how now, don't we? So, I hope this helps. Sciatica is not a fun thing, but we can make it better if we're diligent and we work hard and we strengthen our glute muscles and our core to help that piriformis so it doesn't have to do so much. So bring your hands to your heart. And if you have any questions or comments for me, put them in the comment section on YouTube and I will get back to you because I get an email every time someone posts, so you will get an answer. So let's bring our hands to our heart, sit up nice and tall. And the word namaste, we always say that in yoga. And what that means is the divine in me honors and bows to the divine in you. It's kind of like an aloha, but a lot more spiritual and with a lot more meaning. So I want you to sit up nice and tall and then bow to yourself. Bow to others and bow to yourself. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you very soon. Namaste. Thank you, guys. And if you'd like to donate to my cause, I would appreciate it. It's not needed, but it's appreciated. And I have a Zelle account. And I also have a PayPal account. So my name is Lori Denning, Lorrie, capital Denning. And like I said, I'm on Zelle and PayPal. So thank you. I appreciate you. Namaste.